Well, geez, everybody has the same question when it comes to the DCU. Who is going to play Superman? And it sounds like, as of right now, it could be a really long time before we find out. Let's talk about the latest update on the Superman castings and why it looks like we might be waiting a bit longer than this summer's ComicCon. Well, as many of you know, James Gunn, who is writing and directing Superman Legacy, is currently on his press tour for his last Marvel project, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, once the press tour is complete and he's finished with his Marvel obligations, it will be full steam ahead on Superman Legacy. Well, assuming this writer's strike doesn't crush it. Now, the big element to the upcoming film and the question on everybody's mind is who will be the new Superman? And it actually sounds like it might be a little longer than fans are expecting, like longer than San Diego Comic-Con in July long, most of 2023. This is as good a time as any to remind you to click that like and subscribe button, and if you really love this channel, check out the thanks button. It's a great way to donate to the cause and keep this machine well oiled. Now recently, we got a pretty interesting update on Superman from Deadline via Justin Kroll, and it seems to indicate we're going to be waiting a little longer than we wanted. He actually said, "While I'm not sure on the exact timing, when it comes to Superman, I've been told audition tapes are being submitted. Every rep who has a client that submitted one has been told that Gunn and Safran plan to watch everyone." Now, he goes on to say that he believes a decision won't come until closer to Comic-Con, but he's going to tread lightly on who his favorites for the role are, because it's clear Gunn and Safran are digging deep. Now, the fact that they're planning to watch everyone, I think is the key thing to take away from. First and foremost, this means almost every single rumor you're hearing about a Superman casting is likely not true and should be taken with a lot more than a grain of salt. It's very clear to me they're taking a classic approach here. By viewing every single audition tape, they're completely open-minded to unknowns and up-and-coming actors that many fans will be unfamiliar with. If you're a fan of superhero history, you know there has been a lot of gold found in that area, with the 1970s and 80s Superman, Christopher Reeve, at the top of that list. Reeve had done some acting before, but he was a relatively unknown for the general public and became a superstar for how he brought life to the role. As for an announcement by Comic-Con, well, I think it really depends on how many audition tapes they get and how fast they find our Clark Kent. I really do believe this first true appearance by DC Studios at Comic-Con, because remember, DC Studios was formed when Gunn was brought on board, well, they're going to want to make a huge splash at the event and do everything they can do to overshadow Marvel Studios. I can't think of a better way to do that than announce their Superman casting. And we might very well find out not only who Superman is at Comic-Con, but many of the other characters associated with Superman, as well as Waller, and maybe even the Brave and the Bold, but we might be getting a little ahead of ourselves. Whoever Gunn ultimately decides to pick, it's a super important cast for the future of the DCU. I suspect they will indeed be taking their time and do everything they could do to maximize the possibilities. When they'll finally give us an answer, we're going to have to wait and see.